Hello students, welcome to AKS. Today we will look into the gist of PIB for the third week of July. Discussions on Kartarpur Sahib Corridor. So recently the second round of talks were held between India and Pakistan to finalize on the modalities for the operationalization of Kartarpur Sahib Corridor, and this meeting between India and Pakistan was held at Wagah. So, what is this Kartarpur Sahib corridor? It is a proposed border corridor between India and Pakistan connecting the Sikh shrines of Dera Baba Nanak Sahib, which is located in the Indian side of Punjab, and Gurudwara Darbar Sahib, Kartarpur, which is located in Punjab side of Pakistan. Okay, so what is this corridor about? This corridor is to allow religious devotees from India to visit the Gurudwara in Kartarpur without a visa. So it was agreed by both sides, that is India and Pakistan, that there would be a visa free travel for the Indian passport holders and OCI card holders. Okay, 20 years of Kargil War. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the successful culmination of Operation Vijay. And one of the major events planned during the celebrations is the relay of victory flame from National War Memorial, which is located in New Delhi, to the Kargil War Memorial, which is located in Dras. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has issued guidelines in tune with the order of the Honorable Supreme Court to protect Good Samaritans in case of road accidents. So, who is a Good Samaritan? A Good Samaritan is a bystander who voluntarily comes forward to administer immediate assistance or emergency care to a person injured in an accident or a person in need of emergency medical condition. Skill India mission celebrates 4th anniversary. So, in India, about 1 crore youth are joining the skilling ecosystem every year. What is Skill India? Skill India is a campaign launched by the Prime Minister of India in the year 2015, which aims to train over 40 crore people in India in different skills by the year 2022. It includes various initiatives of the government like National Skill Development Mission, National Policy for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and also the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, as well as the Skill Loan Scheme. So, in pursuance of this goal of Skill India mission, the National Skill Development Corporation of India was set up as one of its kind public-private partnership company with the primary mandate of catalyzing the skills landscape in India. Then we have Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which is a flagship scheme of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So, the objective of the scheme is to enable a large number of Indian youth to take up industry relevant skill training that will help them to secure a better livelihood. So, this is the basic objective of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So, this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is applicable to any candidate of Indian nationality who is unemployed or who is a school or college dropout or as identified by the Skill Sector Council for their respective job roles. So, this is about the scheme, its objective, and who are the targeted group for the pursuance of the goals of the scheme. Okay. Lifespan of tribal people. According to data from National Census of 2011, the life expectancy of scheduled tribe population is relatively lesser as compared to the non-scheduled tribe population. The data states that the life expectancy for the scheduled tribe population is 63.9 years as against 67 years for the general population. And what are the reasons for the shorter lifespan? The reasons include various gaps in health as well as nutritional indicators, such as gaps in education level, poverty levels between STs and non STs, and the traditional lifestyles which the scheduled tribes are used to, as well as the remoteness of habitations and the dispersed population. What are the steps taken by the government to reduce this gap between the scheduled tribe population and non-scheduled tribe population? So, under the National Health Mission, support is provided to the states for strengthening their healthcare system, including which includes the upgradation of the existing systems as well as setting up new public health infrastructure based on the requirements posed by each state and union territory. Also, all tribal districts whose composite health index is below the state average have been identified as high priority districts, and thus they receive more resources per capita under the National Health Mission as compared to other districts in the state. As per the budget announcements in the year 2017 and 18, 1.5 lakh health subcenters and primary health centers are being transformed into health and wellness centers. Kalo India program. So, the Kalo India scheme has 12 verticals which is implemented across the country from the year 2017 to 18 onwards. Let us look into the talent search and development vertical of Kalo India scheme, which provides for a grant of financial assistance of rupees 5 lakh per annum for a period of 8 years for the selected sports persons. However, under the scheme, the state or union territory wise allocation or release of funds is not made because the scheme is being centrally implemented by the Sports Authority of India. Digitization of Ayush. In order to digitize the Ayush healthcare system at all levels in the country, the Ministry of Ayush has conceptualized the Ayush Grid project. So, what are the details? The Ayush Grid project is the proposed IT backbone for the entire Ayush sector, covering the healthcare systems such as Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, Saurikpa, and Homeopathy. The project is intended to be an omnibus digital ecosystem that would lead to all round development of the Ayush sector in the fields of healthcare delivery at all levels, such as research, education schemes, as well as various health programs. The government is promoting tree based farming for maximizing farm returns and providing a sustainable livelihood to farmers. What are the details of this mission? The submission on agroforestry was launched in the year 2016-17 to encourage tree plantation on farmland, that is, har made per paid, along with crops or cropping system. Also, the National Mission on Oilseeds and Oil Palm supports plantation, maintenance, and intercropping with tree-borne oil seeds. Example: olive, neem, karanja, and mahua. Then you have the restructured National Bamboo Mission, which was launched in the year 2018-19 for the development of complete value chain, including plantation in non-forest government land and private farmers' fields and connecting growers to the market. Marketing of agricultural products with organic tag. So, the exemption has been provided to small organic producer or producer organizations from certification through NPOP or PGS. What is NPOP? NPOP is the National Program for Organic Production, and PGS means Participatory Guarantee System. Okay, so let us go get into the details of this program. So, in India, any organic food which is manufactured, packed, sold, or offered for sale, marketed, or otherwise distributed in the country is regulated as per the provisions of Food Safety and Standards Organic Food Regulations of 2017. Okay, these regulations require that organic food shall comply with the provisions of National Program for Organic Production or Participatory Guarantee System. So, this is a monitoring mechanism for the organic produce in India. However, In order to support the small organic producers who operate at a very lower scale, the government has decided to exempt them from the National Program for Organic Production or Participatory Guarantee System regulations. So, this in fact is enabling the small organic producers. Also, Javik Kheti portal has been created for the promotion and sale of organic produce to connect the farmers involved in organic farming with consumers directly so that farmers can be in a position to realize better prices for their produce. Vizag Chennai Industrial Corridor. The Asian Developmental Bank has prepared the conceptual development plan for Vizag Chennai Industrial Corridor project. So there are four nodes which have been identified for the development of this project, that is Vishakhapatnam, Machilipatnam, Donakonda as well as Chittor. However, the state government of Andhra Pradesh has prioritized two nodes, namely Vishakhapatnam and Chittor, for the development of the VCIC project. Steps taken to implement One Nation, One Ration Card scheme. The Department of Food and Public Distribution has launched a new scheme, namely Integrated Management of Public Distribution System, that is IMPDS, for implementation during the years 2018 to 19 and 2019 to 20. What are the details of this scheme? The scheme has been launched to sustain the reforms brought about by the scheme on end-to-end computerization of targeted public distribution system, that is targeted PDS. The main objective of the scheme is to introduce nationwide portability of ration card holders under the National Food Security Act 2013 to lift their entitlement of food grains from any food FPS in the country without the need to obtain a new ration card. How is this being done? It can be done by integrating the existing PDS systems or portals of the states or union territories with the central systems or portals. So, procurement of farm produces at MSP by private players. The Private Procurement and Stockist Scheme, that is PPSS, under the Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanrakshan Abhiyan was launched in the year 2018 in the month of October. The objective of Private Procurement and Stockist Scheme is to assess the workability of private agencies in the procurement operation at MSP price. Lok Sabha passes the Protection of Human Rights Amendment Bill 2019. So, what are the key points that we have to look into in this context? So, the Protection of Human Rights Act was originally passed in the year 1993 to provide for the constitution of the National Human Rights Commission and the State Human Rights Commissions. However, the new amendment bill provides for a few changes into the existing system. What are the new amendments that the bill proposes? The bill proposes that a person who has been a judge of the Supreme Court is also made eligible to be appointed as the chairperson of the commission, in addition to the person who has been the Chief Justice of India. Earlier, only a person who has been the Chief Justice of India could be appointed as the chairperson of the commission. Also, the bill seeks to increase the number of members of the commission from the present 2 members to 3 members, of which one shall mandatorily be a woman member. The bill also seeks to include the chairperson of National Commission for Backward Classes, the chairperson of National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, and the Chief Commissioner for Persons with Disabilities as the deemed members of the Commission. The bill also seeks to reduce the term of the chairperson and the members of the NHRC and the state commissions to 3 years. Presently, it is 5 years. And also, the bill states that these members are eligible for reappointment. The bill also seeks to provide that a person who has been a judge of a high court is also made eligible to be appointed as the chairperson of the state commission, in addition to the existing system where only The person who has been the Chief Justice of the High Court is eligible to be the chairperson of the State Human Rights Commission. The bill also seeks to confer upon the state commissions the functions relating to human rights being discharged by the union territories. The union government has recently launched a scheme, namely Trade Infrastructure for Export Scheme TIES, with the objective to assist central and state government agencies for the creation of appropriate infrastructure for the growth of exports from the states. The scheme provides financial assistance in the form of grant in aid to the central or state government owned agencies for setting up of upgradation of export infrastructure as per the guidelines of the scheme. Also, the scheme aims at providing an international trade enabling environment in states so as to create a framework for making the states active partners in boosting exports from India. Also, under the foreign trade policy, the Directorate General of Foreign Trade operates various export promotion schemes such as advanced authorization, duty free import authorization, export promotion of capital goods, and merchandise exports from India scheme and service exports from India scheme. To give effect to the scheme, to these various schemes, the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs has issued various exemption notifications. For example, the merchandise exports from India scheme has been enforced from the year 2015, which provides rewards for exporters of specified goods. The incentivizing mechanism under the MEIS scheme is in terms of duty credit scripts, which are provided at the certain rates of free on-board value of exports realized. Also, you can look into the agriculture export policy. The agricultural export policy was launched in the year 2018 to harness the export potential of India's agriculture through suitable policy instruments to make India a global power in agriculture and to raise the farmers' income. This comprehensive agricultural export policy aims to increase agriculture exports by integrating Indian farmers and agricultural products with the global value chains. Policy for digital economy. The government has recently introduced the National Policy on Electronics and the National Policy on Software Products in the year 2019 for the growing digital economy. Further, a draft national e-commerce policy has been prepared and placed for comments in public domain. What are the relevant provisions of the draft e-commerce policy, which has been prepared to facilitate regulatory environment for the growth of e-commerce sector in India? So, this policy seeks to establish various strategies such as to empower domestic entrepreneurs and to encourage Make in India scheme. It also seeks to safeguard the interests of the consumers and also ensures creation of jobs in the digital sphere in the times to come. The policy also seeks to promote domestic research and development in digital innovation. Also, the policy seeks to prevent the misuse of data while also maintaining the spirit of existing regulations. Look East Agenda. So, in the context of Act East policy, which focuses on strengthening India's relations with countries in the immediate as well as extended neighborhood to the east of India. So, what is the agenda of Look East? The focus has been on the development and prosperity of northeastern states by improving the connectivity, access, and facilities to the region through various initiatives of the government. Various projects are undertaken from various funds which have been set up by the Government of India for undertaking joint projects with ASEAN member states. These funds are rolling funds and are replenished on need basis. The initiatives under the Look East agenda include infrastructural projects like India, Myanmar, and Thailand Trilateral Highway and Kaladan multimodal transit project in Myanmar. Steps to deal with cybercrime. The central government has rolled out a scheme for the establishment of Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center to handle the issues related to cybercrime in the country in a comprehensive and coordinated manner. The central government has also taken steps to spread awareness about cybercrimes to prevent such crimes and to speed up the investigation mechanism. What are the various steps taken by the government in this regard? It is the establishment of the National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, that is NCIIPC, for the protection of critical information infrastructure in the country. Also, all organizations providing digital services have been mandated to report cybersecurity related incidents to the CERT-in expeditiously. Also, the Cyber Swachhata Kendra has been launched for providing detection of malicious programs and free tools to remove such programs. Issuance of alerts and advisories regarding cyber threats and countermeasures have been done constantly by CERT-in. Issue of guidelines for Chief Information Security Officers regarding their roles and responsibilities has also been given. Also, provision for audit of government websites is being done. Then, there is also a formulation of crisis management plan for countering cyber attacks and cyber terrorism. Empanelment of security auditing organizations to support and audit implementation of information security best practices is also being done. Cybersecurity mock drills are also being conducted regularly to enable assessment of cybersecurity posture and preparedness of organizations in the government and critical sectors. Regular training programs are also conducted for various central as well as state government agencies. Let us look into Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyani Yojana. The ESI Corporation has launched a scheme named Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyani Yojana. What is the scheme? In this scheme, the insured person is, if he is rendered unemployed, the scheme provides relief to the extent of 25% of the average per day earning of that person during the previous 4 contribution periods, to a maximum of 90 days of unemployment once in a lifetime to that person. MOUs have been signed by various ministries for enhanced cooperation to end tuberculosis in India by the year 2025. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has exchanged MOUs with the Ministry of Ayush, Ministry of Defense, and Ministry of Railways to strengthen interministerial coordination to make India tuberculosis free by the year 2025. Why is it important to end tuberculosis? Although it is entirely a preventable and curable disease, TB is a major obstacle to India's human and economic development. As we all know, India in the near future is predicted to have the world's largest working population. So, in this context, a disease like TB, which mostly affects adults in their most productive years, poses a greater risk for the country's economic and social growth potential. Apart from being a public health problem, TB is associated with poor socio-economic development, marginalization, as well as the exploitation of the people. The actions required to tackle the socio-economic and structural determinants of TB lie beyond the purview of health sector alone, thus calling for a harmonized multi-sectoral response to this malaise. UGC Scheme of Paramesh. The Union Minister for Human Resource Development launched Paramesh, which is a University Grants Commission scheme for mentoring NAC and NAAC accreditation aspirant institutions to promote quality assurance in higher education. So the scheme is basically brought in the context of poor quality of higher education in India. So what is the scheme? The scheme will target 1,000 higher educational institutions for mentoring with a specific focus on quality as enumerated in the UGC quality mandate. The mentor mentee relationship will not only benefit both the institutions but also provide quality education to about 3.6 crore students who are enrolling to higher education system in India at present. What is the significance of the scheme? The scheme will be a paradigm shift in the concept of mentoring of institutions by another well performing institution to upgrade their academic performance and enable them to get accredited by focusing in the area of curricular aspects, teaching and learning, as well as evaluation. So basically, this scheme seeks to improve the quality of higher education in India, and this will lead to enhancement of overall quality as well as the quality of research, teaching, and learning methodologies. Okay. The DRDO's Oceanographic research vessel INS Sagar Dhwani embarked on a 2 month long Sagar Maitri mission. This is a unique initiative of Defense Research and Development Organization which promotes closer cooperation in socio-economic aspects as well as greater scientific interaction, especially in ocean research among the Indian Ocean Rim countries. INS Sagardwani has been designed and developed by Naval Physical and Oceanographic Laboratory, which is located in Kochi, which is a premier systems laboratory of DRDO. It conducts ocean research experiments in Indian waters and spearheads NPOL's at sea data collection activities. The prime objectives of Sagar Maitri mission are data collection from the entire North Indian Ocean, focusing on Andaman Sea and adjoining seas, and establishing a long term collaboration with 8 Indian Ocean Rim countries in the field of ocean research and development. The other IOR countries, which include Oman, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and Myanmar, are also part of this project to establish a long term scientific collaboration. The Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare of the Government of India is promoting farmer producer organizations by mobilizing the farmers and helping them in registering as companies. What are these farmer producer organizations? It is one type of producer organization where the members are completely farmers. The Small Farmers Agribusiness Consortium SFAC is providing support for promotion of farmer producer organizations. Producer organization is a generic name for an organization of producers of any produce, may it be agricultural, non-farm products as well as artisan products. As these producer organizations are related to farmers, it is called as farmer producer organizations. So what is the need for a producer organization? The main aim of a producer organization is to ensure better income for the producers through an organization of their own. In this, the small producers who do not have the volume individually can get the benefit of the economies of scale. Besides, in agricultural marketing, there is a long chain of intermediaries who are very often non transparent in their operations, which leads to a situation where the producer receives only a small part of the value that the ultimate consumer pays. So, these producer organizations, specifically the farmer producer organizations, are helping the farmers to realize the value of their actual produce. Thank you. Have a good day.